When we talk about the state of marriages today, I think we all know that marriages are struggling. And some of the things that we see and some of the things that statistics bear out is that often Christian marriages are struggling just as much as non-Christian marriages.
Yes.
And that's a real shame because as Christians, we have the answer. But what we found is we just didn't know how that applied, how to use that answer. So I'm Leigh Lawrenson.
And I'm Leigh Lawrenson. Since 1976, there's been an event called Weekend to Remember, and we attended our first Weekend to Remember in 2019.
A Weekend to Remember event is a place for couples to gather and to really learn the truth, not just about marriage, but about marriage as defined by God, and how God is using our marriages and how God takes two imperfect people, brings them together and uses them for His glory.
96% of people who attend a Weekend to Remember say it made a significant impact in their marriage. And we are among that 96%.
Yeah, we were in a very bad place. We struggled a lot. We grew up in Christian homes. We were active in our church, doing all sorts of things. But when it really came down to some of the challenges that we had in our marriage, we weren't equipped. And we just didn't understand what God's plan was fully. We were in counseling. While I was waiting for one of my appointments, I saw this poster for the Weekend to Remember. God really transformed us there. What we started to see that weekend is that our spouse is not our enemy, but there is an enemy. You know, when we're facing each other as enemies, if our postures change, we're facing the real enemy, now we're side by side. And so what that weekend did was really challenge our personal walk with God, because that's the important part. We need to be walking towards God together. So we came out of that weekend really with hope. We weren't better, we weren't fixed. That's not how it works. But we came out of it in a different direction. We recognized that God had a lot to do in our marriage, and we just needed to let Him do it and follow His lead.
This is a great event that it doesn't matter if your marriage has serious problems or if you just need a tune-up. We want to invite you to come attend a Weekend to Remember and experience God's plan for marriage.